Good evening, y'all. In today's video, one lovely viewer from yesterday suggested that I show you how I do my self-striping yarn. So this morning I thought that the voiceover, I would be able to do voiceover in this video, and I have tried everything, cannot get it to work. So I am just in here explaining that what you're about to see is today's video of me in the process of doing my self-striping yarn. So I hope you guys enjoy. All right, so here is my process on my warp. So I have for different self-striping, this one is currently a 4 repeat self-striping. So I have some marks and you'll see some other ones. It kind of depends on if it's a 6 stripe, if it's a 4 stripe, how long the stripe. Some stripes I do are 2 rows per color, some are 4, some are 6, and then I have a 4 color, a 6 color, a 2 color repeats. So every one is different, but this one I have them marked. This is where the first roll, because this is where the first one winds all the way down, and then when I'm coming back up, this mark is where I put that. So I have the one that I am going to dye, I have set up on here only so that because I know like the color changes starting here and it ends starting here, but the middle one's a little tricky because it's like not on one of the edges or anything. So I always put the one I'm going to make, I put up on here so that I have that guide. So I am going to start here. Now, as you can see, I have my marker. So I'm going to go up on this one, down and over. And then I'm just going to follow these marks all the way down until, I'll show you the process so you understand. And then we get down here and I'm going to go up over this peg, under that peg, over this peg. And then we're going to come over here. I need to tighten that up. Can't do it with my phone in my hand though, I don't think. Okay. So then we go around because this is where we're going to start going back up. This is how it makes it one long skein. And then we're going to go here. We're going to go under, over, under, so it's the opposite direction. So when you're taking it off, it all comes out clean. And then we're going to do the same process. We're just going to go all the way up. And then once we get up here where the pegs are, for this one, we're going under. Oops, I missed right there. We're going to go under, over, and under. And then we'll come back here and start from the beginning. So that is what I'm going to do. I do it a little bit different. Some people do it straight from the skein. And I found it's easier to wind it up in a cake and then pull from the center of the cake and just start going. Otherwise, when I have tried to do it in the past off of the skein winder, it is really tight and it doesn't like to move as easy and it takes a while. So I like to do it from this form and start going. So I will show you that process. All right, you guys, so here is the first one we are going to do. So I'm going to set that on the ground. I'm going to come up here. I am going to tie loosely this on this dowel. I'm going to hold it and then I'm just going to follow the pattern. So I'm going to go up, under, up, holding this just so it doesn't come up off. And then I am just going to follow all the way. Once we get down to here, we're going to go over this one, under this one, over. We're going to go over here. We're going to go around, and then we're going to start going back up. So we're going to go under the peg this time, over this one, and under that one. And then we are just going to continue to move along. I'm going to go a little bit faster. All right, and then once we get up to the top, we're going to go under, over, under, and over and around. And then we are just going to repeat that process until the skein, until we run out of yarn. So yep, just repeat it. And it will turn into one big skein. Alright, so I'm going to tie it off, and then I am going to do a figure 8 to help it not get tangled. And then we are going to make a bunch more figure 8s throughout this so that it stays as untangled as we can get it. I like to make quite a few, that way I don't have to worry about it getting tangled, because remember, it is in a huge circle and tangling can get very easy. All right, now I have some pieces of yarn, and I am going to, since I tied this one off, I'm going to skip the next blue because that's we're going in that order. Going all the way down first. So I am going to do this one. So here's this one. We skipped this one. I'm going to this one. And you just want to make sure also when you are doing your tie-offs, if you're using, like I am, I'm using this as my guide for the colors changes. So I just don't want to get that in with my ties. So I'm going to tie this one. And you tie it loosely, because you don't, if you tie it tight or too close, it is going to, your color is going to not get in there, and you could have like the white stripe. So you want to make sure they're loose so that you have free range for the pots to get the color in there. All right, so once we've done this one, we're going to skip this one and we're going to go down here. All right, guys, so we left off here. Sorry to get some phone calls. So our next blue would be here, and since there is not another one down here, we are going to turn. And here is where our top, you know, we start it, and here is where we end it. So we're going to follow this around to here. And we're going to pull just the center off, and see, it comes off perfect. So we're going to put that above. So because this is the coming back up, I want to put figure 8s in every other one of the like darker pinks. So we're going to go this one, we're going to skip this, we're going to go here, we're going to skip this, and then we're going to go here. So I am going to figure 8 those. And remember, we don't want to get that color, so we want to leave that behind. And we're just going to continue. So I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to go to the next one, making sure that I don't get my sample in with it. And I'm just going to continue to do that. All the way down. So I'm going to continue to do that all the way down. And then I'm going to go on this side. I'm going to hit the blues. So since I already got this one over there, I'm going to skip to the next blue. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go hit this one, skip this one, hit this one, skip that one. And then the final side, we will do the opposite of the reds. So since we already got this one, we're going to hit this one, and then we're going to hit this one. And then once we are done with that, then we're going to take it off, and I will show you that process. All right, so now that we got our ties on all of where we want all of our ties to be, we are going to section off for the color changes. So this one is going to be the first one. So I just use something with color that like won't bleed and change your colors. Usually they don't bleed. I think last time I used red and it didn't do anything, so it's pretty safe, but you just never know. So I am going to put these ties where the colors are going to change, so I know which parts to put in the pot. So I'm going to come over on here and tie a knot. And then I'm going to follow this color all the way until it is going to change to the darker green, which should be somewhere in here, yes. Okay, so the color change is going to be here. So I'm going to grab my yarn. I'm going to tie a knot. And then my next one will be here. My next one will be here where my next one will be here where it splits into half. So here is the knot for that one. And then my final color is where it goes from light pink to dark pink. It is going to change here. So that's one reason why I put the default color on, is so I make sure it's the same every time. Because it's kind of hard to put a marker like in the middle of your skein. Like I just can't use this for that. So I am going to tie it here where that color is going to change. And that separates all four colors, so I know which color to do. Next, I am going to pull it off. So I just start here, pull it down, and then this is where it's going to come into one big circle. So I try to, here is my one color. Now once I get to my next marker, I will knot it up. So here we've come to the next marker. So I'm going to drop one side. And I'm going to go back to where this knot is. So I'm going to put these two knots together where the color changes are. I'm going to take the rest of this loop, I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to fold it in half again, and then I just tie it in a loose knot, and then I will pick up from here. So then we are going to keep going. So here's my next marker right here. So I'm going to drop that one, and we are going to do the same thing. We are going to pull it till we have our next marker, which is here. And then we're going to fold this in half. We're going to fold it in half again. Make a little knot. This helps it so it does not tangle. And I just take them apart as I dye and those colors. All right, so then for the next, we're gonna have to unwind the rest of it because our next color changes all the way at the end. So now it is completely off, and here is our one end. So I'm going to go back to here and repeat the folding. Put it in a knot. So far we have 1, 2, 3, and now we are going to go to our last color change. So we are going to take these last 2 knots and repeat the pattern, repeat the process one more time. Tie that in a loose knot, and so then we have, here's that whole skein. It's just broken up to 4 different sections, so we can dye 4 different color repeat. And then next is going to be soaking and dyeing. All right, so I have this bowl that has water in it. We are going to soak our first color. So here's where I am going to unknot it. And then I am going to lay that in here to soak. And in the past I have done like the whole thing. This just makes it a little bit easier on me, and I don't mind it because I don't have to worry about getting tangled or untangling it to put into the dye. So I am just putting it in the water. I'm going to let it soak, and then once it's soaked, we will put it in the dye pot for the first color. Okay, so once the yarn has soaked, I am going to squeeze out the yarn, and then we are going to put it into the dye pots. All right, so we have our first 2 colors. So we're doing opposite end colors because I don't have room to do 4 pots at the same time. So I have to do mine 2 colors at a time. So I do opposite ends. So I have soaked the opposite ends up. You just take that out. All right, let me remove this out of the way. All right, so here's where the point where I have these. I got these from Home Depot, and they're great for all kinds of things. So I'm going to take the other 2 sections, and I'm going to take my other two sections, unwind them, put them in these, so that way I have free range to move the other ones into the pots. So there's the first one. Here's the second one I'm going to put in there. So now we're going to take our two colors that we already have soaked, and I am going to take those by those little color ties that we made. I am going to open this up, and then we are going to put this one in the first color, and all the way down till these. I will end up cutting these off when we get to the next color, so that way it has full range and we don't have a little blip in our colors. So I'm going to put that one in there, and then we're going to take our other one and we are going to, let me kind of get it all flattened out. We're going to put it in the opposite side color. We are going to put it down to the end. I like to take chip clips and I will clip them so that way if I'm moving these back here, they don't move. So I will just set them to kind of hold that in place. Do the same thing over here. I'll just set that there. And so now I have the one color getting ready to dyeing in there, and then I have the other two just sitting in here while these ones dye, and then once these ones finish, I will start up the next ones. All right, our first two colors are done. We're just gonna let them sit and cool, and then we will get to the next two. All right, guys, so my first two colors have fully been cooled down. So I have my other two that were soaking in water, and now we are going to put them in their dye pots. And then after they exhaust the color and are cooled down, we'll be ready to dry them. Good morning and welcome to day 16. Oh my gosh, you guys, 9 more days till Christmas. So scary. All right, guys, so it is about 11:30. So far this morning, I have been taking you through the process of dyeing my self-stripe yarn. So I have already done a lot of recording. So we are going to do we're going to do most of the process today. And then it will probably take 1 to 2 days to dry. And then after it's dried, I will show you the process of scanning it up and getting it ready to ship out. But yeah, so that's been going on this morning. And so we are here right now to open Advents. So let's start opening day 16. We're going to start with Brazos fireworks today. And today is Luke Skywalker. So it's going to be Luke Skywalker and his, I want to say teen years. Probably A New Hope, I'm guessing. I think that's where I got the color from. When he leaves his aunt and uncle's. So yes, Luke Skywalker. We have day 16 of Chelsea Yarns. It's called Brick Lane. So let's open day 16. Ooh, very pretty. I love all the colors in that today. We got some greens, blues, pinks, yellows, oranges. So very pretty. All right, and then we have Polka Dot Creek. All right, day 16 for Polka Dot Creek. Ooh, very pretty. Looks like some of the colors we had yesterday from different advents. So there's greens and pinks. There's some yellow. So this one is by Comfy Cozy Knits, and it is called Christmas with Snoopy. Very cute. All right, so then we have our caterpillar cross stitch. All right, and we are going to find day 16. Where is day 16? I feel like we only have 2 colors left on this side. Well, guys, where is day 16? 19, oh, day 16. Right there. All right, so we have a reindeer on the front. We have some trees on the back. And our saying is, reindeer can travel further than any other land mammal. 5,000 kilometers to the Arctic. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of hard to see with those light colors. So what did we get today? We got another pattern. All right. Today's pattern. So pretty. It's come flowers. A pot of flowers. Very cute. I feel like that might go with the Ada from yesterday. That lighter blue. I don't know, maybe not. It does have light blue in there. All right, so let me get that square in there. I think there was one of these days they fell out and I got it kind of messed up. I remember when some of these fell and I don't know that they got put in the right spot, but we're starting to see a picture there. So cute. All right. Oh, and so if you guys have been watching my regular episodes, I did my Christmas cross stitch, like the Christmas bookstore, and I have had every intention to make a bag so that I can use it for this season, and I have not done that yet. So I meant to look for some fabric for that at either Michael's or Walmart, and I just forget when I'm in there. All right, I do apologize. I was right in the middle of telling you about that. My battery died, and yesterday when I switched out my batteries, I didn't charge it normally. I like charge it right afterwards, but I didn't think today I would run out of battery, but with all of the filming for the self-striping yarn, I ran out of battery. So I had to go find a extension cord to plug my camera in. But yeah, so I was talking about the Christmas bag. So I haven't found any fabric that I want to use with it. So that's why I haven't made it. And then I started thinking the other day, the kids are coming for Christmas. They'll be here. My daughter will be here probably Monday evening, and my son will come Christmas Eve night. And so I have to start getting the office and my craft room ready for the beds so they can stay in the house. So Saturday on my day off, that's what I'm going to be doing. I am going to be getting ready, getting the rooms ready so that they can come and stay for Christmas. So I need to get some baking done on Saturday too. Yes, so many things I need to do and I'm running out of time. So I need to go check on my self-striping yarn to see if it's up to temperature. And then I will come back and we'll do the Star Wars Lego. All right, guys, I do apologize. I had to go check on the yarn and then I got a work call I had to take. So yeah, so much fun. All right, so we are gonna do the Star Wars Lego one a little bit later today because of me having to plug in my battery. It to like take you and move you down here is going to be a little bit of a struggle because I would have to move everything. So we're gonna do the Star Wars Lego one a little bit later. I'm gonna go grab myself some lunch to eat or fix myself something to eat. Maybe try to catch up on a couple more Vlogmases and get some, I don't know. I might either do some computer work that I need to get done, or I will try to knit up the rest on my Sweet Shop blanket. But I'm gonna try to get some of those done, grasp everything from phone calls because yeah, there's just a lot going on. And then I will talk to you guys later. All right, the battery I think has gotten a little bit of charge, so we're going to go with day 16. And day 16 is going to be down here. Try not to like knock everything over. All right, and let's see what day 16 is. Here is day 16. I'm gonna put that together and then I'll show you guys. All right, guys, so here's what we have. It looks like it's a little droid. It's pretty cute. So that's what we got going on. There we have it. All right, so I just washed all of that and now I'm gonna put it in the spin dryer and then we will hang it up to dry. All right, so I have it all out of the spin dryer and here is how I dry it. So I just take a hanger and I put the first loop in there and then I just stick it on here to dry. The last I'll probably try to even it out. But yeah, I'll hang this up. Usually it just takes a day to dry because it's, you know, it's not in a thicker skein, so it doesn't take as long to dry. So usually it'll probably dry overnight, and then depending on if I have time after work tomorrow, probably, I don't know if I will, because I don't get off till 6 tomorrow. But if not tomorrow, then on the next day, before I go to work, I will put it back on the warp, and then we will get the my other Swift out, and we will put it into a skein and get it ready to ship out. All right, y'all, do you all remember me talking, I think it was last week, about how I needed to go get some Christmas wrapping paper and asking my husband if we had any, and he was like, yeah, I think we have some in the bedroom. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you the Christmas wrapping paper that I just collected from the house. Look at all of this wrapping paper I found. Now, granted, there's a few that are, you know, getting a little bit thin, but I think I probably have way too much Christmas wrapping paper for even what I have this year. So I'm definitely not gonna go buy any. And I am gonna get wrapping some gifts and use up some of this Christmas wrapping paper. All right, we're gonna do Mavi's Advent, day 16. Are you ready for it, Mavs, huh? Are you ready for it?
Hey, get down. Gotta see what it is first. You might not know what it is. Ready? Sit. 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 Up. 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 Maverick. Sit.
You dropped it.
Yeah. Up. Spin around.
He doesn't know how to do that. Good boy, Mavies. That's it. All gone.
All gone.
Day 16 all around, honey.
Alright, day 16.
Okay.
The bottle. The short bottle.
Short bottle.
Let's see what it is. The Blue Moon. We know we like those.